Hello, and as the screen says, welcome to the Simpletons Factions Server. What is the Factions Server? Well, it's a new server that the Simpletons and our patrons and subscribers are going to be using, as well as my friends at the World of Odium if they so wish to join, and their patrons and subscribers as well. It is something different. All the other servers that the Simpletons have are based around mod packs. Well, this is basically a vanilla 1.12 server that uses some plugins to allow us to play the game Factions. So, what is Factions? On a faction server, players can group up together into a faction. The faction can claim land as their own and build a base. The land claimed by the faction is protected in a self-serve anti-griefing system. Anyone outside of your faction cannot place or break blocks within your claimed land. However, blocks in your claimed land can be broken through the clever use of TNT. Factions is about diplomacy and war. You can declare war or forge alliances with your other factions on the server, as well as remain neutral. If you can breach the defenses of your enemy's bases, you can raid the base and steal their items, as well as play out some PvP. To prevent raids, you need to hide your base the best you can and figure out the best way to protect your base from breaches. Alright, so Factions is actually done a lot of their commands are all done on the command line. So, for example, if I want to see a list of all the factions that are out there, I type a /F list, and this would show me a list of the factions that are on the server, and I've got that turned off. So right now I am factionless, and I'm the only one that's online. So there are no factions at the moment. We only have a couple of people that are doing some testing here to help me get things going. So let me jump over to my browser and I will show you the commands that are in the actual Factions website. Alright, so the Factions is actually a plugin for Minecraft that is done by a group called MassiveCraft. And this is their website, and this is where you should come into to take a look at all of the commands that are used in order to play Factions. Now, the majority of these commands are probably something that you're not going to use, and they will probably mostly be used by the person who is the leader of your faction. So we got a little bit of an overview here. We're in 2.13, I believe, is the version that we're in currently. It is free if you want to do your own. There are expansions that we are not using in our particular instance. But here's a list of the basic commands. Now, I know the list looks daunting, but again, the majority of this is not something that you're going to be using. So you can do /F to get the base commands. /F list will list all of the factions that are on the server. This will tell you information about your faction, shows player information, so on and so forth. I really suggest that you come in here to this website. I will put the link in the description below so that you can come in here and check this out. And these are the basic commands. And again, you're not going to need all of them. You'll probably mostly just be using like fcreate to create your faction along with the faction name. You can invite players to your faction. You can kick them from your faction. You can set titles for your players. You can promote, demote, set officers, leaders, deal with the monetary system that's involved with the factions as well. So like you can pool all your money together into one account so that you can purchase things as a faction instead of individually. So there's things like that. The overview, just some of that stuff, the create, the naming, the description, the message of the day, stuff like that. You can set your home for your faction, unset your faction home, anything for followers, money, land, how you claim your land, or cancel or unclaim a territory if you want to. so on and so forth. Your relations, you can set an ally, a truce, neutral, enemy, so on and so forth. Permissions are something that's probably not going to be usable by anyone, as well as flags. Expansions we are not using, and you of course would not have admin control of anything in the faction. All right. When you first log into the server, you're going to land in this lovely place, which is our spawn area. Now, unfortunately, I did not create this beautiful map. Someone else did. Unfortunately, I downloaded this a couple of years ago, so I don't remember where I downloaded the map from or who created it. I would love to be able to give them a full shout out for the beautiful work that they did on this. So whoever you are, thank you so much. I've only made one modification to that, and that was putting the beacon here, and my buddy Furry Fang Plays MC put in the rainbow effects of the beacon, so you guys can enjoy that. So the spawn area is protected. You cannot break blocks in here. You cannot PvP. Mobs will not spawn in any of this area here. This is a safe zone for you to come in. There is one exception, and that's the PvP arena over there, which I'll show you in just a moment. So we have areas here on both sides. So this one here is an enchanting table, so you can do a full level 30 enchant here if you need to. We also have anvils here and ender chests throughout the entire build for you to keep your objects safe. Now, the only way to keep items from absolutely safe and from being unraidable is to store them into an ender chest. So if you got diamonds, emeralds, gold, whatever you want to save that you don't want to accidentally get stolen in a raid, keep it in your ender chest. So you can either use these ender chests that are here, or you can also use the command /e chest, and that will open up your ender chest. So everybody has their own ender chest, regardless of whether you actually own a physical one. So you can keep your items safe. Anyways, over in this way is the PvP arena. Now, again, everything in here is safe for the players, except for the actual PvP arena. So if we come down in here, we got a spectators area here, more spectators here. But once you come down these steps into this area here, you are now in the arena, and PvP is on full blast. So you can be attacked, you can be killed, and you can lose your items. So only come into the PvP arena if you are willing to pay the price for admission. So let's come back out here. Let's talk about a few other things that are on the server that you will need to get started. The first thing you're going to need to know about are kits, or your starting inventory actually, which you can see here in my hotbar. When you log into this server for the very first time, you will get a full kit, which is actually the same as the daily kit. You're going to get a stone sword, a stone pickaxe, some leather armor, a shield, and 10 pieces of bread. However, we have what are known as kits on the server, and these kits are set up so that you can claim a kit daily, weekly, or monthly. So if you want to see the kits, you just type /kit, and this will show you the list: daily, weekly, or monthly. Your daily kit is, of course, what I already have here in my hotbar, which is all leather and stone. Your weekly kit, so if you want to claim your weekly kit, you can do /kit weekly, hit enter. You got your weekly kit, and now if we look in here, we have iron armor, iron sword, and iron pickaxe. You also have another shield that you can use, and you get 10 more pieces of bread. Okay, so that's your weekly, and of course you can only do that once every 7 days. If you lose your armor, well, you can always get the daily. You can get every day you can get the leather armor, but only once a week can you get a replacement set of iron armor, so take care of it. And the same thing goes with monthly. So kit monthly. Make sure you spell it correctly, monthly, and you get your monthly kit, which is all diamond, and there's no enchants on it, just basic diamond armor. So we can do this, just swap out our diamond. You get, so your first day on here, you could be blasting diamond armor and diamond sword, and you're ready to go. Just beware, if you lose your armor, you die, somebody takes it from you, it just wears out. You can't claim another set of monthly kit for 30 days. So take care of it. You can always buy new armor as well. If you can't find diamonds out in the wild, you can buy them in the shop. So you just type in /buy, and this takes us into our shop. And this is where we're going to be getting the most of our stuff here. So we have a menu, and these are the different shops that we have here. We have a raiding shop, we have an ore shop, gear, farming, food, blocks, spawners. Yes, you can buy spawners, and miscellaneous, which is other stuff. So raiding is, of course, the stuff you'll need to raid other players' bases. This is stuff like TNT and dispensers and hoppers and stuff like this, redstone equipment. So like if you want to buy TNT, it's $400 to buy it. Where do you get this money? Well, simply put, everybody starts off with a balance of $1,000. So if you type /Bal, and it'll show you, well, I've only got 900 in mine, but you start off with 1,000. And then different things cost in order to do that. Like creating a faction costs $100. Using the wild to teleport yourself into the wilderness randomly is $150. If you want to buy things in the shop, they are whatever is priced. Now, how do you get more money? Well, you do /sell. And then if you have an item in your inventory that you can sell, you can click on it and sell it to the store. But none of those items can be sold, so you can't do a kit and sell the items back to get more stuff. No, you're going to have to do a little better than that. So if you take a look in here, you can see that only certain items can be sold back to the store. So if we come into ores, you can buy a diamond for 4,800, or you can sell one for 1,200. Same with emeralds. Sell it for 95, buy it for 750. Iron, gold, coal, charcoal, redstone, so on and so forth. Certain items have no value. Other items can do a lot better. So that's the store. All right, let me change it to daytime, and then we're going to take a quick look around the map. All right, it is now daytime, so we can take a quick look around. As long as you are in the spawn area, you are safe from everything. You can even stand over here on the edge of the spawn, and people can't be out here in the war zone shooting at you. You are invincible while you are in here. Monsters cannot attack you. People cannot attack you, only in the PvP arena. But once you jump off the edge here, boom, you are now in the war zone. Now the war zone is open for PvP, so people can attack you, take your stuff here if they want, but you can run around here, but you cannot claim land in here. So you can't make a faction and claim land in the war zone. You have to go out a fair distance, not too terribly far, before you can lay claim to a base. You have to go into the wilderness. And there will be mobs out here too, so they are not turned off. So you're going to have to deal with monsters as well as other players. Now, you can see here it says we are now entering the wilderness. Anywhere in the wilderness you can claim land. You probably want to go out as far as you possibly can, though. You probably don't want to claim too close to spawn, because then people can find you fairly easily. All they have to do is do /map, and that will show, /F map, and that will show the map. And if you have a faction there, it will show up in the map. So move out as far as you can to claim land, and then just figure it out. Watch videos on how to play factions. There's some good 101 videos on how to, the best way to set up a starting faction is by coming out there and finding a place as far below ground as you can. Don't build above ground. It's too easy for people to find you, things like that. So there's lots of ways that you can do good defenses for your faction. So another thing that we can do here is we can use the commands to take us back to spawn. So let's say /spawn, and that will teleport you back to the spawn point where we began the game at. Now, if there are people out in the war zone and you're not ready to deal with them, you just started the game and you want to try to get a good place set up for your faction, you can use the command wild. So you hit /wild, hit enter, and this will randomly teleport you to someplace in the wilderness. And then you can choose whether or not you want to use this area that you're in as a place to spawn or create your base. Now do be wary that when you use the wild command, it does cost you $150 to use that command. So you probably don't want to do it all the time. So otherwise you're going to be out of money very quickly. So that's a quick rundown of what factions is and some of the basic commands on how to do things, how to get your kits, what areas are used for PvP, what areas are safe zones. I showed you the website where all the commands are at to actually deal with things within your faction. Again, probably the majority of you aren't going to be needing all those commands. They're really only useful for the actual leader of the faction that you're going to be in. So at the moment, the server is not open to the public. I have a few playtesters in here now that are working out a few things for me. And once we're ready, I will reset the world, pull everybody back, get everybody set up, and then open it up to the Simpletons, our patrons, and our subscribers, as well as my friends at the World of Odium, their subscribers and patrons, if they want to join in with us. If you want to join in with us on this server and you are not a patron or a subscriber to one of the Simpletons, you would need to look them up and find someone you enjoy and then subscribe to them or become a patron to them with at least $5 a month in order to get access to this server as well. So we hope to see you here. Have a good one. Goodbye.